Good morning, children. So in the last class, we were already started the chapter, that is the 10th chapter, Microbes in Human Welfare. In that one, we were discussed about what is the meaning of the microbes. So that is nothing but the microbes are cosmopolitan in distribution, which is present in everywhere. So that is in soil, water, air, and inside the body of the plants and animals, including human beings. And the microbes are the diverse, such as they are prions, viroids, viruses, bacteria, protozoa, and fungi. And even we were started a discussion as well as we were studied about the microbes in household products, example lab, okay, and even the baker yeast, and how we will prepare the toddy. So with respect to the propionibacterium shermani, roquefort cheese, even we were discussed about the microbes in industrial products, isn't it? So in the last class, in the last recorded video, and also we were discussed about the fermented beverages, antibiotics. Okay, so along with that one, we were also discussed about the chemicals, enzymes, and other bioactive molecules. So today we will continue the discussion as well as we will study about the. So there is another important topic, that is nothing but microbes in sewage treatment. Okay, so let us start the discussion as well as we will study about the microbes in sewage treatment. First of all, the question arises, what is the sewage? Generally, in the last class I was telling about the sewage. The sewage is a domestic waste containing a large amount of the waste organic matters, so which is including human fecal and matter and the microbes. So with respect to the sewage, so it is also known as the municipal wastewater. The very big problem is that it is not only containing the organic matter, it is including the human fecus, as we can also say human fecal matter. Because of this human fecal matter, it will be containing huge amount of the microbes. And before the disposal to the natural habitats, actually we have to, the sewage should be treated in the sewage treatment plants. So it is also known as STPs, to make it less polluting as well as which causes less damage to the environment. The treatment of the sewage is done by heterotrophic microbes naturally present in sewage, and this treatment is carried out in 2 stages generally. Okay, so that's what the primary treatment and the secondary treatment. The primary treatment is also known as physical treatment, whereas the secondary treatment is also called biological treatment. Okay, so today we will study one by one. So let us study one by one. That one, first one is the primary treatment. It is also known as physical treatment. Yeah, see here, what is the meaning of the primary treatment? First of all, it includes the physical removal of the particles, that is nothing but large and small from a sewage through the filtration and the sedimentation. So that's what it will be including the removal of the floating debris. So initially, so the floating debris is removed by the sequential filtration. So then after, the grit, or we can also say soil and the small pebbles, are removed by the sedimentation. And the fourth one is all solids that settle from the primary sludge and supernatant from the effluents. And very important, the effluents are from the primary settling tank taken for the secondary treatments. So this generally we can also say the primary treatment, it will be done with the 5-step mechanism. Okay, see here, you can identify, actually this is a secondary, the biological treatment. So remember, the primary treatments means the beginning from the physical removal, that is the particles. Okay, and the second one, the initially floating debris is removed by the sequential filtration. And the third, the grit, okay, so removed by the sedimentation. The fourth one, all solids that set down from the primary sludge and the supernatant from the effluents. And finally, the effluents are from the primary settling tank taken for the secondary treatment. Now exactly the process will begin. So there is nothing but the secondary treatment. The secondary treatment is also known as biological treatment. You can ask why, how? It is very clear, because the primary effluent is passed into the large aeration tanks. So this allows a vigorous growth of the useful aerobic microbes into flux. Flux is a masses of the bacteria associated with the fungal filaments to form a mesh-like structures. Okay, see, this is very important because on most questions they will ask what is a flux. The flux is a masses of bacteria associated with the fungal filaments to form mesh-like structures. Okay, now the second stage, or we can also say the second step in the secondary treatment, the growth of microbes consumes the major part of the organic matter in the effluents. So this significantly reduces the BOD, that is nothing but biological oxygen demand of the effluents. So this is very important because the BOD, what is the meaning of the BOD? BOD refers to the amount of oxygen required to oxidize the total organic matter by bacteria, so which is present in 1 liter of the water. Okay, as the BOD, the BOD is the measures of the organic matter which is present in a water. So remember, the greater the BOD of the wastewater, more its polluting potential. Hence, the BOD is directly proportional to the amount of water pollution. Once the BOD of the sewage reduces significantly, the effluent is then passed into the settling tank. Okay, so this is very important. See, the process actually, as I said, the BOD. So how it will be measured? The question arises. So amount of the oxygen consumed by bacteria to oxidize all the organic matter in 1 liter. See, while we are measuring, based on this BOD, we can identify as this a particular source of the water is get polluted or not. Okay, and it's a measure of the organic matter present in water. As I said in the beginning only, the greater the BOD, more is its polluting potential. See, this is how exactly the aeration tanks and how it will be, the secondary treatment will be done in the sewage treatment plants. So this you can have what I have observed. Okay, the once the BOD sewage, that means the effluent is then passed into the settling tank where the bacterial flux or sediment. So this sediment is called activated sludge. Did you got it? So one last question they will ask, what is activated sludge? Once the BOD of the sewage reduces significantly, the effluent is then passed into the settling tank where the bacterial flux are allowed to sediment. So this sediment is called activated sludge. Okay, and remember, the small part of the activated sludge is pumped back to the aeration tank to serve as the inoculums. The remaining sludge is pumped into the anaerobic sludge digester. Okay, and here the very important one, the remaining. So what will be the remaining? The remaining sludge is pumped into the large tank called anaerobic sludge digester. Here some anaerobic bacteria digest the bacteria and the fungi in the sludge by producing gases like, so that is nothing but the methane, hydrogen sulfide, and these gases from the biogas. Okay, yeah, the effluent is released into the natural water bodies like rivers and the streams. Okay, so remember, example, the Ministry of the Environment and the Forest has initiated, you must have heard about the Ganga Action Plan and the Yamuna Action Plan. Okay, so the plans, generally these plans to save these major rivers of our holy rivers, it is also known as the holy rivers of our country, from the pollution. Okay, yeah, so these are exactly the primary and the secondary treatment will be the provided with respect to the sewage treatment. Did you got it? So these are, you can identify in the this from the beginning, the sludge digestion, a dry sludge finishing, and how it will releases, that is nothing but the methane. So comes to here, you can identify the step-by-step mechanism beginning from the primary effluents, and later it will be processed into the aeration tanks. So there the constant agitation, aerobic bacteria is flux consume organic matter, so then the BOD reduces, isn't it? Yeah. And now so we can identify so how it will be. So as the BOD reduces, so the effluent to the settling tanks. See, I remember I told you if the BOD is more, the pollution rate is more, or the pollution potential is more. As the BOD reduces, so that means uh, the pollution rate is also less, or it will be decreased form. The effluents to the settling tanks, flux sediment to the activated sludge. Now it will be processed into the anaerobic sludge digester. Anaerobic bacteria digest the sludge. Finally, it is also so releases the biogas. So this is also used as a, the form of the one of the, the so recently as a fuel also we are utilizing. And once this process completes, it can be releases into the natural bodies and the water bodies. So this is how exactly the step-by-step mechanism we can identify the sewage treatment, the plan. Are you able to find out the step-by-step mechanism? So this is actually how it will look like the sewage treatment plant. At a glance, the left side which is given, and the right side the complete plan, the step-by-step mechanism. Yeah, so just now as I said, as the primary and the second treatment completes, okay, so the Ministry of Environment and the Forest has initiated the Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan to save from the water pollution. Okay, see these are exactly earlier, but now it's the time is changed. Okay, so because central government is initiated seriously, that is these action plans only, the Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. So now it is compared to the earlier, so it is a very clear and is very less polluted and pollution free environment we can identify. Yeah, so after this one, so we have to discuss about there is another important topic, the microbes in production of the biogas. So you must have seen, so like this, the biogas plant, especially in the region of the the rural area. Okay, yeah. So shall we study about the microbes in production of biogas? Okay, fine. So the biogas is a first of all, what is this biogas? What is the composition? And how it will be, the releases and how it will be utilizes. For all these things, we will get the answer in this topic, that microbes in production of the biogas. First of all, the biogas is a mixture of gases containing predominantly a methane. Okay, so remember the not only methane, along with the carbon dioxide as well as hydrogen sulfide also it will be produced by the microbial activity and is used as a fuel. So that's why we are using this technology or the technique nowadays. Okay, yeah. A certain bacteria grow anaerobically on the cellulosic material, produce a large amount of the methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. So these bacteria are collectively called methanogens. Okay, so one common bacterium, you must have heard about from the beginning, methanobacterium. Okay, so the methanogens grow anaerobically on cellulosic material and produce the methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide actually. So example, methanobacterium. So this the methanobacterium is found in the anaerobic sludge and rumen of the cattle for the cellulose digestion. Okay, and even the biogas is used for the cooking and lightening. So cattle dung, gobar gas contains these bacteria, so that dung is used to produce a biogas. So it is also known as the gobar gas. The name is came because generally we call a gobar in Hindi, so that's why. So instead of biogas, we use the term gobar gas. because it's very clear, and I told just now the cattle dung. Okay, so that is nothing but the gobar in Hindi, so which contains this bacteria, that is nothing but methanobacterium. So the dung is used to produce the biogas. Okay, so this is actually the structure, the biogas plant, how it is look like exactly. The biogas plant consists of a concrete tank. It's about 10 to 15 feet deep, in which biowaste are collected and slurry of the dung is fed. Okay, so then a floating cover is placed over the slurry, which keeps on rising as the gas is produced in the tank due to the microbial activity, that is nothing but methanogens. The biogas plant has an outlet which is connected to a pipe to supply the biogas to nearby houses. A used slurry is removed through the another outlet and may be used as a fertilizers. The biogas thus produced is used for the cooking and lighting. So the technology of the biogas production was developed in India by the efforts of Indian Agriculture Research Institute. It is also known as IARI. Okay, so that is and even the Khadi and the Village Industries Commission, KVIC. You got it? The Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IARI, and the Khadi Village Industries, the Commission, KVIC, developed the technology of the biogas production. Okay, so let it be. Next class we will continue the remaining. So today, what are the things we were discussed? So we were discussed in the beginning. So that is the microbes in the sewage treatment. I told you clearly, the sewage is a domestic waste that containing the large amount of the waste organic matter, including human fecal matter and the microbes. Before the disposal to the natural habitat, the sewage should be treated in a sewage treatment plants. It is also known as STPs, to make it a less polluting the pollution. Treatment of sewage is done by the heterotrophic microbes naturally present in sewage. So this treatment is carried out into the 2 stages. That's what, as I said, the first one, the primary treatment, it is also known as the physical treatment, and the secondary treatment, it is also known as the biological treatment. As beginning from the primary treatment involves the physical removal of the particles, large and small, from the sewage through the filtration and sedimentation. In the second step, initially a floating debris is removed by the sequential filtration. The great soil and small pebbles are removed by the sedimentation. And the fourth step in the primary treatment, all solids that settle from the primary sludge and the supernatant forms the effluents. And finally, the effluents are from the primary settling tanks, so taken for secondary treatment. Whenever the secondary treatment, that is nothing but biological treatment, begins, the primary effluent is passed into the large aeration tanks. So this allows the vigorous growth of the useful aerobic microbes into flocks. You know very well that I told you clearly, a flocks is a masses of the bacteria associated with the fungal filaments to form mesh-like structure. The growth of the microbes consumes the major part of the organic matter in the effluent. So this significantly reduces the BOD of the effluents. So BOD means biochemical oxygen demand, and the BOD refers to the amount of oxygen required to oxidize a total organic matter by the bacteria present in 1 liter of the water. And after that, I told you clearly, greater the BOD of the wastewater, more it is polluting potential, and later so it will be sent to the activated sludge, and thereafter anaerobic sludge digester. So after that, during the digestion, bacteria produces the biogas, and we were discussed about the action plus it is implemented by the central government, isn't it? The Ministry of the Environment and the Forest has initiated Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. So then after that, we were discussed about the microbes in production of biogas. So the meaning of the biogas. What is biogas? Biogas is a mixture of the gases containing predominantly methane produced by the microbial activity and is used as a fuel. Okay, So these bacteria, so generally which produces the not only methane, along with the carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide is also produced. So these bacteria are collectively called methanogens or methanobacteria. Okay, sure. So generally we use the terminology gobar because the excreta, so that is nothing but dung of the cattle. It is also known as gobar in Hindi. So that's why we generally uses the term. Instead of biogas, we use the term gobar gas. And then after we studied the discussion with respect to the biogas plant. So biogas plant consisting of concrete tank that is nothing but 10 to 15 feet deep, in which biowaste are collected and the slurry of the tank is fed. A floating cover is placed over the slurry, which keeps on rising as the gas is produced in the tank due to the microbial activity, that is nothing but methanogen activity. And finally, the biogas plant has an outlet which is connected to the pipe to the supply the biogas to the nearby houses. The used slurry is removed through another outlet and may be used as a fertilizer. The biogas thus produced is used for the cooking and lighting. And the technology of the biogas production was developed in India by the effort of Indian Agriculture Institute, that is IARI, and the Khadi and the Village Industries Commission, KVIs. So let it be. So next class we will continue with respect to the further topics. Thank you. Have a nice day.